The show topic today is how to make more money in your cleaning business without getting more leads. You don't go from beginner to expert by waiting. You go from beginner to expert by starting ugly. Some of you are probably watching this now, like I mentioned, and feeling stuck, and you're sitting in a job that drains you. You know you're capable of more. You know you could build something, but you haven't pulled the trigger yet. Or maybe you have started, but it's not moving. It's not growing. Maybe you're not making any profit. You thought getting customers would be the hard part. It's not. It's keeping them. That's what today's show is about. And that's what separates a cleaning business that makes $40K or the owner from the one that puts $100K in your personal bank account every year. $40,000 a year is not a lot of income. 6 figures is. Let's talk about how to get there. Today, we're breaking down the real key. Not hype, not theory, not run Facebook ads, the actual lever that you can pull to make more money. But getting customers in this business is not the hard part. You can run ads, you can optimize your Google business profile, you can knock on doors, you can do the organic social media stuff. Leads are not the bottleneck here. Retention is. The cleaning business model is built on recurring revenue. That's what makes it so freaking special, so rare. If someone stays with you for 24 months instead of 3, you don't just double your revenue, 8 times profitability. That's the power here, because the biggest cost in this business is customer acquisition. And let's talk about what it means for it to be a sunk cost. If it costs you $300 in ads, time, follow-up, phone calls, estimates to get a new customer, that money is gone. It's spent. You cannot get it back. The only way to make $300, that $300 incredibly profitable, is to keep them for as long as humanly possible. This is where most owners lose this game. They obsess over cutting cleaners' pay, saving on supplies, charging more, squeezing the margins, cutting costs. That's small thinking. The real money is made by obsessing over the customer experience. So the reason why I'm able to do $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a day, I mean, obsessed. I'm obsessed with what they want, and I put myself in their shoes, literally. These are the things that I obsess about every day that puts me in a position to deliver the kind of service and retention, immediate response time, friendly, kind communication, clear, fixed pricing, no hidden fees, easy booking process, professional uniforms, show the customer respect, punctuality, show up on time, and if you can't, you or your VA should be calling ahead of time to let them know. Customers understand that we're human. They understand that we cannot always arrive right on time. But what they don't understand is why we can't call to let them know. Try to send the same cleaner every time. Try to get their notes really dialed in and be clear with them up front. Let them know you cannot send the same person every time if they get sick or they have a day off, but you will take great detailed notes. Be preemptive about it. Don't wait until it happens and then tell them. Tell them what your system is. Let them know that you're being thoughtful and that you're 2 or 3 steps ahead of them. Follow-ups, feeling appreciated, just asking them how the service was and not automating it. I'm talking about a phone call, a manual text, having real conversations with real customers.
John's program coming in was just the most divine timing thing that could happen. In 2 months, already have 20K in revenue and so much set ahead. Like if I were to look at the entire year of recurring clients, that as long as we have great retention, we're already up over 80K, coming up on 90K.
If you want my help building your remote cleaning business, send me an email, JON, no H, at johnmargalite.com. Even if you take the Remote Cleaning Business Accelerator program, you still have access to me. If you think I can help you, come and join the program. Most companies treat cleaning as a transaction. You will separate yourself, make your service more valuable if you treat it like hospitality. It's like a waiter constantly scanning the room to make sure every glass is full, constantly walking by, seeing if you need something, bringing extra napkins, always topping off your water or your wine or whatever it is that you're drinking. That level of attentiveness, that builds emotional equity. And emotional equity is how we get retention. Retention leads to more referrals, and referrals equal lower cost of acquisition. 0 cost of acquisition equals a massive owner profit. Huge. That's how you make 6 figures take home in this business, or multiple 6 figures. And I know because I'm doing it. Here are some talking points that I have. faster response times, either when somebody calls for the first time or an existing customer calls and they need something from you. You got to be fast. You have to operate with a sense of urgency. Why? Because the customers can feel it. The cleaners can feel it. The admin team, the VAs, they can feel that urgency, and it permeates throughout the entire organization. Give quotes fast on the phone. Make it easy, clean, conversion optimized website, something where people can go to and navigate easily, designed to make it easy for them to request or book service. I'm talking about existing customers. Text reminders and automations, not the ones that need to be heartfelt and warm and personable. I'm talking about the basic automations. You should have them in place. People like to get reminders, but non-evasive reminders. Text message is great. Email is great. Everything is canned these days. All the customer outreach, it's canned. You can feel it. You know nobody wrote you a message. It's a message that they blasted out. One customer retained for 3 years is way more valuable than 5 new one-time customers. Once the customer lifetime value explodes, the cost to acquire a customer becomes irrelevant over time. Stop making decisions from fear. Bad owners say things like, how do I save money? Great owners say things like, how do I make the customer feel incredible? And ironically, the second approach makes way more money. Don't think about cutting costs. Think about delivering more value. The culture of your company must match your standard. Let me dive into that a little bit. As you grow, your virtual assistants, your cleaners, anyone touching the customer must deeply care. You know why? Because you cannot fake this. If your team isn't bought in, retention dies. You have to get literal buy-in from your team and anyone else that has any interaction or effect on your customers. My next point, small companies, they beat big ones all the time by caring more. You will not outspend national chains. You will not. You can outcare them. That's your advantage. That's the opportunity. There's a story in the Bible. It was a show on HBO Max. It's the story of a boy that grew up herding sheep, but God chose him to be the next king. And God told Samuel to anoint David. People laughed at David. He didn't have their respect. David had to fight a giant. The giant was bigger, stronger. The giant had more lethal weapons, but David cared more about his purpose. These big companies out there, these franchises, the ones that have grown, they can't move fast. They're not nimble. David was nimble. David was decisive. He moved fast. He cared about his people, and he slayed the giant. This is a quote from Damon Richards. Your customers don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. That's the business. Not cleaning, caring. Because caring more equals more money for you. Better experience for the customer stays longer, your lifetime value grows. Very simple equation here. Customers don't fall in love with companies. They fall in love with experiences. And experiences are delivered by people. So if your cleaners feel rushed, underpaid, unappreciated, disconnected, that energy transfers and your customers will feel it. Maybe not consciously, but emotionally. And cleaning is an emotional service. You're in someone's home, their private space, their sanctuary. If they feel tension, if they feel inconsistency, if they feel like it's just another job, they leave. Now let's connect this to retention. Retention is not a marketing strategy. Retention is a culture outcome. It's the byproduct of fast response times, cleaners that care, systems that don't drop the ball, virtual assistants who sound warm and professional, follow-ups that feel genuine. When your internal culture is aligned around caring deeply, customers stay. When customers stay, lifetime value explodes. Let's run simple math. If your average recurring client pays $250 per clean, that's about mine, bi-weekly service twice a month, that's $500 per customer per month. If they stay for 3 months, that's $1,500 in revenue. If they stay for 24 months, that's $12,000 in revenue. Same customer, same ad cost, but radically different profit. That's why I say getting customers is easy. Keeping them is what makes you rich, because the acquisition cost is a sunk cost. You already paid for that ad. You already paid for the call. You already paid for the follow-up. The only question then becomes, are you going to stretch the investment over 3 months or 3 years? And the only way to stretch it over years is obsession. Obsession with how the customer feels. Obsession with the details. Obsession with the response time, the consistency, the display of appreciation appreciation. The obsession turns into customers, recurring revenue, referrals, 5-star reviews, long-term assets. And that is how you create 6-figure take-home income in a remote cleaning business. Not by cutting costs, by deepening relationships. That's the real lever. If you would want me to help you build your remote cleaning business, I offer the Remote Cleaning Business Accelerator, and that is a $997 price point. It's my full operating system, training, weekly group coaching, and you get the complete blueprint, step-by-step guide, and all of the private community aspects of it. So you get your support. And most of all, you get direct access to me. And that way you have, I think that the key here is proximity. Whenever you need something, if you feel stuck, you can send me a direct message. If I think that it's warranted that a call is better, I'll just call you on the Discord server. We'll have a little chat and we'll make sure that you keep going and that you're successful. If you want me to actually build it with you and or for you, is my 90-day private build program, only 6 founders at a time because I only have so much bandwidth. And inside this program, we build the business, we build the website, the tech stack, the marketing setup, the VA and the hiring and the training for the VA, the sales process implementation, the launch support, direct oversight for 90 days so that you're up and running and that you have at least $10,000 in booked revenue. I'll help you fully execute everything. And it's me deeply involved in building the business alongside you. That's why we called it the Founder Intensive.